tier competition as a quarterback at North Dakota State. Josh Allen also had his doubters coming out of Wyoming 3 years ago. And Allen sent a message to Lance as he prepares to enter the NFL. He said, "You're always going to have doubters. I've heard it all before. You're not good enough to play quarterback in the NFL. You're untested. Your competition is too weak. Ignore them. Get on the field and let your game do the talking. It's time to make some noise, Trey."
Yeah.
Josh Allen is fully blossomed. And look, I was wrong about Josh Allen. I did not think it was going to work. And I think after his first 2 years, I was like, this is a disaster. I actually can't believe they're running it back with him again. But he did have the physical attributes to do it. And he's proven everybody wrong. So the thing about Trey Lance, though, that is interesting to me, and Greg Cosell brought this up on the show, he has the same amount of starts as Mac Jones.
Like, everybody's saying Trey Lance has not enough starts. Nobody mentions that with Mac Jones.
They have the same amount of starts.
By the way, Mac Jones also got in trouble in college as a freshman. That never comes up either.
Right.
Oh, but he's very smart. Excellent moxie.
And we don't say that to be judging. Like, I
wish the kid the best.
It was a disaster in college. Trey Lance, 17-0, 65.2 completion percentage, 172 passing yards per game, 30 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 16 rushing touchdowns. Mac
16.
Jones, 16.
16.
Mac Jones, 16-1, 76.2 completion percentage, 336 passing yards per game, 54 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown.
It really is interesting.
But it feels like we've seen more of Mac Jones
because he played Alabama, big games. They played this.
Trey Lance opted out of last year because of COVID. So the frequency, he's played football more recently, I get. But the idea that there's more tape on either one of them is silly. So that said, using your eyeball test, and because we have seen time and time and time again that it doesn't actually matter if you go to a small school. What matters is, do you elevate that small school? Do you elevate the players that are around you who are obviously not NFL players, which you can't say about Mac Jones at Alabama because we know how many NFL players there are on the team at Alabama. You can see the talent with Trey Lance, whereas with Mac Jones, all season long, we were saying we don't know what rounds he's going to go in, and now he's being talked about as a sure thing to go 3rd overall to San Francisco, which they traded a bunch of picks to get. I'm not knocking Mac Jones. I just want to understand the logic behind the evaluation.
There is a good news. The good news, if you drop in the draft, is you generally end up with a better team. So let's say you drop to 11. Well, the Giants wouldn't take him.
Right.
I guess generally the point is.
No, you're right. Like you do. Generally, this is why it worked out so well for Lamar Jackson.
He went to a good team.
But he went to a great team. So, yeah, I agree. It could end up benefiting him. I just think it's just a little strange how the valuation is working.
Yeah, because the same teams mostly draft in the top 8 every year. Yeah. San Francisco had to move up. So, to me, that's very rare. Good team drafting 3rd.
Miami having that pick.
Yeah,
rare.
So that's rare when you got so much draft capital you can give it up. So that's why I say Trevor Lawrence and whoever the Niners draft will be successful. I just think Mac's ceiling is lower.
Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, he married his longtime girlfriend Marissa over the weekend. And
he did.
This is the impact that him going to Jacksonville has already had. Jags fans got together to send them a gift. One fan found the couple's registry online and then rallied a group through Twitter to get donations together for a present. So they originally wanted to buy them a high-end $300 toaster. Which if I spend $300 on a toaster, it better butter my bread as well.
Thank you.
So many people donated that they got a new vacuum, and the remainder of the funds will be donated to a charity of Lawrence's choice.
Makes me like him more.
What, that he got married?
Stable.
Yeah, they've been together for, I think, 4 years. Yep. He just proposed.
I know where he's going to be every night. Practice or home with his beautiful wife.
Yes, well, congratulations to the newlyweds. It's very exciting.
Hey, when Baker Mayfield got married, I liked him more.
Well, you're becoming a man. You're setting up a home. You need a lot of stability when you're a professional athlete. Your home life needs to be stable to balance out a very stressful professional life.
And you have to sacrifice. Emily Mayfield.
Massive sacrifice.
Put the trash out.
She is not putting the trash out.
Hey, you have to sacrifice when you're married.
I'm a huge feminist, but there are certain things that I just have no interest in doing.
No, Ann does not do garbage.
I do not have any interest in taking out the garbage.
Ann puts it right in the middle of the kitchen.
Nope. If you offer to put my luggage up in the airplane, I'm happy to let you do it.
No. Ann doesn't do garbage.
And I will not open car doors for myself. I don't know how the car door works. It's just, I don't know how it works. I forgot. What's this handle? I don't know how it works.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd
I don't know if we're going to have
News.
time for my, what do you call it? Best for last today. I may. It's can't in or can't out. Canton? Well, we'll see. I don't know. We start gabbing here and it goes long. I'm all good with it. We'll move it tomorrow. One thing we all face, it's called age, and it is, of course, inevitable. Never be as young as we are now. But, listen, I try to work. I jogged yesterday. I'm going to jog today. It's a nice, cool day in L.A. And I try to eat right. But, I had a cocktail last night. And, by the way, my new favorite dessert. Espresso poured over little vanilla ice cream. Oh, my, it's heaven. Anyway, let's go back to M Drive. It really is good. And it melts it, and you get the espresso with the vanilla bean taste. Oh, my God, it's so good. Go to mdriveformen.com. Walgreens, Rite Aid, Vitamin Shop, they all have it. You can work out. You can eat right. A little supplement for driven men. Stay a little leaner, a little stronger. Are you fatigued, gaining a little weight? Give yourself a boost. You can't be a perfect eater.
So Julian Edelman announced his retirement from the NFL after 12 years with the Patriots, as we were just discussing with TJ. And Bill Belichick is very, very, very high praise for everyone not named Tom Brady. In a statement released after the news, Belichick said, "For all Julian did for our team, what I may appreciate the most is that he was the quintessential throwback player. He could and did do everything: catch, run, throw, block, return, cover, and tackle, all with an edge and attitude that would not allow him to fail under any circumstance. Julian Edelman is the ultimate competitor, and it was a privilege to coach him."
Yeah. What does that tell you?
Well, if you look at his resume, we're talking about if he's a Hall of Famer or not. That's a big conversation. It's being much debated on social media.
It's 90-10 against. I am...
Well, because of that, look, he's the Hall of Fame. He's a type of Hall of Famer. If he does make the Hall of Fame, he's going to have to wait a while.
Yes.
I think generally the standard for the NFL Hall of Fame is if you're an NFL Hall of Famer, there's not a whole lot of discussion if. It's more a matter of when.
Everybody's lumping him into receiver. And to that, I would argue, no, he's a slot receiver.
I do think that there is a difference.
Yeah, slot receivers, I need to block. You're on the interior. You're running through traffic. You're asked to block a lot more. You're also generally, there's a prototype for it. You want long speed guys on the outside. A slot receiver generally is a great route runner, sure-handed. On the outside, you're looking for a home run hitter. In the slot, it's a singles double hitter.
And I think you need to be extremely consistent in that position as well. There's a little more grace for if you're going over the top, you're trying to make big chunk plays if you don't convert every time. There's just a little bit more factor in that. I mean, look, he benefited from playing in the Belichick Brady system and playing with Brady, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily know that matters. Like, you can't control where you are, and you have to contribute and produce in the system that you're in. So I think he is, if he is going to get in, it'll be a while. I don't think he's necessarily not a Hall of Famer, but I do think that the NFL kind of has that standard for Hall of Fame. It's like everyone agrees that you are, and then you'll eventually be in. But he's had an incredible career regardless. Certainly a Patriots Hall of Famer. So a knock on Trey Lance ahead of the